Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Shabbat Tov. Happy Saturday night. Great to see everyone. Give it a couple of minutes for everyone to join, and we'll get started. Great to see everyone. Hello, Eddie June. Thanks for joining. Great to see you, Ellie. Great to see you here. Who's ready to have some laughs together? This is not going to be, oh, Eddie. Eddie, you're laughing already. Baruch Hashem. Excellent. So this is not only going to be about, we're going to have a two-way, we do need, Eddie June, we do need a good laugh. You're right. I think we're all fed up. I mean, we're all consuming Corona all day long, Corona. And I think it's time for us to laugh. I think this is going to be something that's very much appreciated by a lot of people, and it's something we definitely all need. We're all in these different comedy groups and comedy chats, but I think for us to take the mic, whomever wants to take the mic, it's open mic night tonight, right? Wants to take the mic and do their thing, maybe share a joke, answer and respond to some of the various interactions that we're hopefully going to see tonight. Hopefully people won't be too shy, and we'll get on camera, ask maybe some either serious question or comical question, and we can then have responses that are hopefully joyous and get us in a good mood on this Saturday night. Hi, Kate. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So I think we're going to have a broad. This event was marketed beyond just the local Great Neck community. It was marketed aggressively in Great Neck and also throughout various other social assets. So hopefully we'll have some interesting and diverse crowds here. Just going to start in. I think we'll give it another minute or two, and then we will get going. Thanks again to everyone who's here and has joined. I think we could all use a laugh. Get Diana Khanum to tell us a joke. She is hilarious. Diana Khanum, is Diana Khanum here? Which Diana is this? Diana Namdar you're talking about, Eddie? Eddie, how about we start with you and I on camera and get people joyous? Would you be willing to do that, Eddie? I know you're not bashful. You stand in front of tens of thousands of individuals and you do your thing. So let's see. I'll take the lead. Just like that. And hopefully we get Eddie to agree as well. So Shavua Tov, everyone who's Jewish here that celebrated the Shabbat together with us. As a community, I think we're all, even though alone, we're all together in our own ways doing our Shabbat thing. And good evening to everyone else who's not necessarily Jewish or Persian for that matter. I think we'll get a diverse group of individuals here. Oop, there's the beginning of the comedy. My tripod broke on Friday. So it should be interesting to see how I could balance this phone. But Eddie, would you go live on camera with me? Or Diana Namdar Khanum, would you go live on camera? Let's see if Eddie is in the mood, if he's dressed right and feels right. And Eddie maybe can get us started. Perhaps not with some jokes or comedy, but Eddie, maybe you could make a point or a joke. Comedians. All right, let's see if Eddie would be willing. Oh, no, Eddie. Eddie. Eddie said no. How about Diana? Diana Khanum. Eddie, did you mean Diana Namdar? Is that who you meant? All right, so this is how it works, guys. I think we have enough of a crowd here. We'll get started. We're all comedians these days, right? So on the bottom of the screen, you should see, I think both on iPhone and on Android, you should see two faces, two smiley faces. When you tap that, that's going to request or indicate that you want to go live on camera with me or with whomever is on camera along with you. And I think the format that I would like to encourage is perhaps some interaction. If you guys have a question, it could be a serious question, it could be a not so serious question. Have some interaction with the various individuals that are here, whether it's a Khojaini that's here, whether it's Farshid who's here, whether it's other individuals that have been popular in the community as comedians. Present your question, and maybe we'll have somebody that is willing to respond in a comedic fashion, hopefully, and get us in a good mood on this Saturday night. Starting off the week, hopefully, in a week that would be a very happy week for the entire community and the entire world. Hopefully, we can share some good news and have some fun together to kick off the week that way. So, having said that, anyone want to present either a question or get us going with something, some question or some point you want to make that would allow? Is that a tiger on my hat? It is a tiger. It's actually the emblem of Venice, Venice's national or city anthem and emblem. And I'd like to say that I went to Venice, but I just picked this up in Jamaica to pretend that I've been to Venice. So yeah, Shavuot Tov, Shavuot Tov, Michi Achdut. Shavuot Tov, thanks for joining. We've got almost 50 individuals here, and I think we'll get going here. So, are any of our performers here that would like to take the mic here and do a little gig for us? Anyone here wants to take the mic and camera and tap below on the double smiley faces, take the camera and go live with me, and let's get this thing started. I'll set some ground rules down and say that we'll try to keep it clean. We'll try to keep it family oriented. No dirty jokes for that reason. And it actually reminds me of a joke that I heard many, many years ago when I was young. So there was three close friends that were buddies since they grew up, early age buddies since their youth. And so they knew each other's jokes so well, they knew each other so well and each other's jokes so well that they got tired of telling the jokes over to each other. So they assigned numbers to each joke. Right? So these guys all got married and sitting around with their wives one day, and the first guy says to the crowd, he says, guys, you remember number 7? Everyone cracks up. Number 7, that was hilarious. 7. And the next guy says, well, what about guys, check this out, number 22. Everyone's cracking up. And then finally the third guy says, guys, number 40. And one of the guys smacks him across his face and says, yo, no dirty jokes in front of the ladies. All right. I can't tell if that was funny. If you guys, you know what? I think we don't have, smiley faces help, guys. If you laugh tonight, I think give feedback to whomever's on camera. Give them a thumbs up, a smiley face. Give them some feedback in the comment box and make them feel, my brother's here also. Alan, I'm not sure. Welcome. First of all, Shavuot Tov, Alan. I'm not sure if it was yours or if it was someone else in the family, but okay, I'll give you credit anyway, by all means. All right. Anyone from our pre-built performers here that wants to take the camera? And who is this messaging me, side messaging me? Perhaps she wants to take the camera. Perhaps not. Give me a second. Andy Simon show. I'll go on with Simon. Simon, do you have a funny mask for us tonight as well? Come on, you've been funny during the serious nights. Why don't you get on camera tonight? Signal me and get on camera. We see Herbert here. Guys, who wants Herbert Levy, the master of comedy, here tonight? He's here with us tonight. I just saw him. Herbert, don't be shy. You got to get on. Say Shavua Tov. Say something. Until Herbert signals us. Maybe Herbert ran away. We'll bring on, who knows Rodney Hakim? Rodney Hakim made me roll on the floor laughing in his Mashadi Got Talent gig and stint. And Rodney's here with us. Rodney June, you're upside down. You're upside down and you have pretty bad internet connectivity, I think, the way it seems, because I just hear an hourglass waiting. My uncle, Danny, Rodney's your uncle? That's awesome. Or am I your uncle and I didn't know it? Rodney, you're not getting out of here for some reason. I'm going to drop you out and let's try one more time. Herbert, try Herbert. Herbert, get on cam with me. Come on, let's make the community happy. Don't decline. I beg you, don't decline. Get on cam. Let's go. We have some talented individuals, and we need to get them on cam. Just 1 second, folks. The show will get started momentarily. Does anyone have any question to ask? Whomever is going to grab the camera and answer that question. Is there anybody that wants to ask a question or make a point that's going to get us started here? And no, Herbert. Diana Khanum, are you really funny and do you have jokes for us? And would you like to get on camera? Those are the questions. If the answer is yes, tap on the double smiley face and join me on camera. Let's see if we've got any of the others here. Anyone else? Anyone else? Who's here? All right. Until we get those, I'll throw another famous joke from back in the day when we had Homo Whack together with Matin and with Danny Ben Levy and the guys. I'll throw one of the more comedic jokes that I think we had in the years back then. So there was a series of jokes, the Pedro jokes, right? And these are not ethnic. If we have anyone that's Hispanic here with us tonight, it's meant all in laughs and good vibes. So Pedro is riding in the desert with his camel. And Pedro's riding along, and all of a sudden his camel breaks down, right? Camel breaks down. So what does Pedro do? Obviously, Pedro takes him to a camel shop, the camel repair shop. He takes him to the camel repair shop, and the mechanic says to him, Pedro, all right, I'm gonna fix it for you, but you gotta just put him on the lift. He puts the camel on the lift, those mechanical lifts. He takes the button of the lift, right? Pushes it up. Camel goes up and up and up. And then he goes to his drawers and he takes a huge pair of pliers and he goes under the camel's legs and takes the pliers, opens them up and takes the pliers and the camel shoots out of the garage, out of the mechanic's shop, shoots running for dear life. And then Pedro said, what are you, stupid? What's the matter with you? How am I going to catch up to the camel? So the mechanic says to Pedro, you want to get on the lift? All right. Any laughs? Let's see some smiles and laughs. Nothing. Camel clutch. All right. Who's here? Is Rodney back here? Oh, Eddie, the chat. So I have a deal. I found this place online, and for every chat that I open, I earn 99 cents. So I'm actually on a mission to get to $20. So I think I'm about 11 chats short of the $20. So Eddie Jun, I think in the near future, expect another 11 chats. I'll get to the $20 mark, and then I'll donate the $20 to the coding class I've been wanting to do for a while. So we'll leverage that. We'll pivot and utilize that money for that purpose. All right. Who else? All right, we've got one. Rodney's back. Let's see if this works with Rodney. Rodney Hakim. Hopefully this share would work this time. Here we go, Rodney. Internet. Oh, internet works. Rodney, Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov, Andy. How are you?
Thank God. How was your Shabbat?
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Home. Well, in a way, I'm not the most Shomer Shabbat guy. I'll be very straightforward with you. So the fact that because of coronavirus, we're stuck at home and we can't go anywhere is like a double whammy for me. Because you can't leave the house, first of all. And second of all, if you can't do all the stuff you would normally do on Shabbat, you can't go hang out with the friends, you can't do the whole thing, you're just stuck at home. Shabbat takes on a different flavor. It's much more spiritual, shall we say, with spiritual in quotes.
Well, I don't know if you had. I had Kanisa today at home. We had synagogue, and I found myself repeatedly yelling at my daughters, the three daughters and my wife, beautiful girls. They help a lot, but I was repeatedly yelling at them just to get in the mood. Chanuma, saket, enough, quiet down. And they wouldn't, but it was helping me get into the mood of things. We also had 2 shiras at home, actually, a bat mitzvah and a bar mitzvah, and
Wow.
And it was nice. You know, we had shirni, we threw candies and everything, a little kililili, and everything.
Who was throwing candy?
Our board. Oh, I like that. I like that username. Awesome. I think you're a little bit behind schedule, though. I think that's long gone. Come back in 3 years. How do you join the community? Boris, are you a comedian? Would you like to actually take the mic and make us laugh tonight? If you do, just hit the double smileys on bottom and it'll signal us and you'll actually join us. But Rodney, tell us a little bit more about your Shabbat experience.
Well, you know, it's a little bit confusing time right now because I was going to the city last week before the whole lockdown happened. And I was doing the whole thing. I had the mask, I had the protective gear. When I would go to the train station was so empty that my car was practicing social distancing in the train station parking lot. And I was practically the only one on the train. And I figured, listen, I'm the only one here. There's no way I can get sick. I've got the mask. I've got the whole hazmat suit. I've got the whole apparatus. Nothing can happen to me. And I come home with a slight cough. And my wife says to me, what's this cough that you've got? So it's nothing. It's just, it's allergies. It's the beginning of spring. It's seasonal allergies. And she's like, And sure enough, the next thing I know, my son's got it. And the next thing I know, my wife's got it. So then my wife's symptoms started to get worse, and she said, I have to call a doctor. And you can't get an appointment with a doctor these days. So she teleconferenced, she FaceTimed with her doctor. And the doctor told her by FaceTime that he thinks she has the coronavirus. And there's no way to get a test unless you're a really bad case. None of us, thank God, Baruch Hashem, none of us are really bad cases. It's all very mild. It's just a cough and a sore throat and a little bit of pressure, but you know, nothing too bad. But I tell you what, even if you can't visit your doctor in person to find out if you have the coronavirus, you can, from your doctor, from a FaceTime visit, get a full-size bill for their services. So be on the lookout for that.
Actually, it's funny. I discovered telemedicine about a month ago, 2 months ago, before this corona business. And there's no copay on my plan to do telemedicine. So I was doing like telemedicine just for fun, like, you know, once a day. And my wife was like getting all upset. You know, I had a sore throat. They did telemedicine. She looked at my throat. She prescribed antibiotics and stuff. And then I would, just to be cute with my wife and kids, I said, well, guys, what about if I make an appointment and I want to tell this doctor that I want to consult for hemorrhoids? How would that work out on telemed? What do you think?
I think you would need a rear-facing camera for that one, Andy.
Guys, if you're cracking a smile or if you're laughing or anything similar to a laugh, you need to put in the comment box some smiley face or some response, because Rodney feeds off of, right? He takes a mic, he goes on stage for Mashadi Got Talent or whoever he's performing in front of. He wants to see some feedback. So without any kind of feedback, it's very hard. Give him some love. Exactly. Those hearts and the smiley faces only help. For our Bukharians, friends and siblings, by all means, you're always welcome in anything that I personally do, you're always welcome on Virtual Town Hall. And you're welcome to also take the mic and make us laugh with whatever bliat or whatever Russian accent, your Bukharian accent you wish to import on us. Can
Andy,
Corona come through the mic?
I want to ask you a question, Andy. Now, Andy, do you believe in conspiracy theories?
I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. Huge.
Okay, so
I believe 9/11 was actually conspired by a bunch of guys in sandals and with chocobasakit in their left hand. So yeah, I believe I'm a big conspiracy theorist.
Okay, so follow me on this one. I've got some thoughts on this.
Rodney, sorry, 1 second. Is everyone getting your audio? Is everyone getting Rodney's audio well, or is he very, very faint? Am I the only one that's not hearing you so well? Okay.
Let me try.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mic a little bit closer. All right, so let me give you my thoughts on the whole coronavirus situation. So we know that this is the coronavirus, right? We know that this is COVID-19 coronavirus. But what people don't necessarily think about is that before COVID-19, there was COVIDs 1 through 18.
Sure.
Right. So how is it that COVID-19, the current coronavirus is so successful? Is that they learned from franchise fatigue, from the previous entries in the saga, in the coronavirus universe, what to do to kind of correct the course and have a little bit of a better global response. So if you think about it, they did everything right. You know, most of the big wide releases, they start in the US and then they go overseas, they go to Europe and they end up in China. This time they did the reverse plan. They started with a small audience first in China, in Wuhan, where they're very receptive to this kind of thing. They started in Wuhan. It was a big hit over there. Everyone was dying about it. They loved it. It moved on from China, it moved to Europe, and then finally to the US. By the time it got to the US, people were having such anticipation. They were so excited about it that it knocked people dead. So now it's a big hit. And not only that, I tell you what, they were smart. They followed the Hollywood strategy. They got a big name actor to be one of the leads. They got Tom Hanks. He did fantastic. He did his job great. Now it's going up above and beyond. It's COVID's 15 through 18. They didn't do so great globally. They just stuck to the same old, killer virus thing. This one, they were smart. They went kind of like, what's the one with like the White House blowing up and the whole end of the world disaster kind of movie. They did a cross genre thing, the end of the world disaster movie plus the killer disease. So now it's got like a whole global audience enwrapped in this whole situation. And now I think the next logical step, the president is fighting with this guy and the greatest nation in the world wasn't prepared, although whatever. So now I think the next step is ultimately Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has to be the next guy to get the coronavirus. And he ultimately has to have a lot of interests. I don't know, think of the female lead of your choice. He has to fall in love with her. She has to kiss him to get the coronavirus from him. And then they have to kiss each other as he's climbing to the top of the Freedom Tower, giving the coronavirus the final body slam off the Freedom Tower, and then the flying people's elbow off the top to wrap it all up. How does that sound to you, Andy?
All right, getting a lot of feedback about accents. So, Lauren, are you, Rodney, we'll come back to you in a minute. Thank you.
Go for it.
Guys, if you have any questions for Rodney or anyone else here, present them. But I see a few pieces of feedback and questions about accents. And so Lauren, I think, Lauren, you're asking about accents and Persian accents. You want to hear Corona in various accents. So I've been pretty good in accents, I think. I don't know if anyone else here is a master of accents, but I can do Persian accent, no problem. I can do very, very bad Indian accent. These also not very big problems. I can do very sick Russian accent is no problem. Sometimes I do Russian accent. A lot of people say to me, "Доброе утро, пожалуйста," and I say, "Sorry, I don't speak Russian." But I tell you, one time I was guest in someone's house, and someone's house, they had guest of Russian, and I was taking a nap as a guest because I used a little too much food, and I get how you call it food coma, and I fall asleep on the sofa with my friend, and all of a sudden I wake up to the screams of "Хочешь пипи? Хочешь пипи?" And apparently in Russian, "Хочешь пипи" literally translates means "Do you want pee-pee?" But it really means "Do you have pee-pee?" So yeah, "Хочешь пипи?" This is a very, very famous thing. We got now a volunteer by the name of Achdut. And Mr. Achdut is going to hopefully join us here live and share something or another with us. Oh no. Seriously? Bye-bye, Mr. Achdut. Back to the questions with, are you Russian? You don't appreciate accents? Come on, where's your sense of humor? I do Persian accents, I do Indian accents as well. When my daughter was very, very young, I taught her to tell people what the the Indian Tourist Bureau says to people. And you know what that is? She would tell people their website is www.indiayouMust.com. So yeah, we make fun of all and everyone. No holds barred. What is my favorite Bukharian dish? I don't know any Bukharian dishes. Ask me more questions or ask others questions. Folks, the other gentleman that wanted to be on tonight, if you're here, hit the double smiley on the bottom of your screen. I'll get an indication and you can come on live with me and do your thing. Tell us a joke, answer some questions, interact with the crowd. Or somebody else wants to maybe take a mic and a camera and ask your questions and give us a little bit of an opportunity to answer those questions. I have a question for someone that's here. What the heck is the story with the toilet paper? Is there like a notion that coronavirus creates like diarrhea? What's the story? Why is there a mad rush for toilet paper? Can somebody explain that here? I'm really, really, really confused about it. Lauren, you seem to have a difficult time understanding. Anyone is welcome here. This is not about Masharis. This is not about Bukharians. This is not about Americans or Chinese or anyone else. Everyone is welcome on Virtual Town Hall. It's not a Mashari gig. You're welcome. Whatever you are, Bukharian or otherwise, you are welcome to be here, to always join us here. Corona makes you diarrhea. Why do you say that? Why does Corona make you diarrhea? Corona makes you diarrhea. Anybody else? You're a nurse. You've seen the symptoms. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were joking. So Corona makes diarrhea, and because it makes diarrhea, people are stocking up on toilet paper. I got it. That's a good correlation. That's a good explanation. And made in China. All right. Who else wants to take the mic here? Rodney, do you know maybe why there's a mad rush on toilet paper? What is your opinion? Let's hear Rodney's opinion and take on toilet paper hoarding.
And I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question. One more time.
What's your opinion on why people are hoarding toilet paper?
Oh, why they're hoarding toilet paper? Well, I've heard a variety of theories about this. One, the first theory is that as soon as people find out that someone in their family has the coronavirus, they crap themselves. So they need a healthy supply of toilet paper to deal with that situation. The other thing is that
that's a good one. I haven't heard that one yet.
You haven't heard that one.
No.
That's one of the principal facts that we're dealing with here. That's straight from Dr. Fauci, actually. The other thing, one of the other things about people hoarding toilet paper, I heard this theory, and actually it makes a lot of sense, that people were sent the urgent plea to go stock up on toilet paper with the idea that if they stocked up on toilet paper, then they wouldn't hoard some of the other essential supplies like food and this and that. But I think in reality, and correct me if I'm wrong, since we do share our interest in conspiracy theories, that message that was sent to the people was sent by Charmin Toilet Paper Company. In fact, if you look on my Instagram, after this, of course, after this whole thing finishes up, you can check out my Instagram. There's something I posted a couple of days ago where, Andy, I don't know, I think you and I are contemporaries. You might have grown up around the same time I did. When we were growing
Yes.
up, one of the big things was, what was the name of it? Scooby-Doo, right? Scooby-Doo. And at the end of each
Where are
episode of
you? Yes.
Scooby-Doo, they would unmask the villain, and they would find out who it was, and he would say, I would have gotten away for it if it wasn't for you pesky kids, or something like that. And in the Instagram post that you'll find later on after this live stream ends, you'll see that the villain of that episode was actually the Charmin bear. So there's a lot going into why the toilet paper is being hoarded here, Andy.
I got you. Thank you for sharing those insights. Be back in a minute. I'm going to look for some of our other interested parties. If you want to get on camera with me, either to ask a question or to make us laugh by telling us a joke or making any other point, feel free to hit the double smileys on the bottom of the screen, and that'll indicate your desire to go live with me, and so that we can bring some laughter and smiles to the folks' faces here. Lauren, you seem like a funny nurse. Would you like to get on camera and give us some funny nurse stories? I'm sure, maybe not from the Corona days, but the pre-Corona days. Avi, for sure. Avi, would you like to get on camera? Avi Charki. Where's Avi? Let's find Avi. Where's Avi? Avi, would you get on camera? I don't see Avi here. Payam, is Avi here? Avi, if you're here, just holler. Indicate in the comment box below, and we'll get you on by all means. Are any of the other gentlemen that suggested that they'd want to go on camera and share some happiness with us here? Give me a second to find out. I think this event was put together in very short notice yesterday, some suggestions. And so hopefully next time around we will have a much better setup with some comedians to make us all laugh. Motzei Shabbat, you're supposed to laugh. That's true. That's true. For those Jewish individuals that are here, for the non-Jews, never hurts to laugh. It's good. Maybe another joke. All right, let's hear what kind of topics you want. Throw a couple of topics out there and we'll try to come up with a joke. Chaim is never, ever, ever going to go live. Ever. Simon, you should put together like one of your funny masks and you should come on live with me. But if Chaim goes live, that'll be amazing. Lauren K., you know Chaim? Any topics? Let's hear some topics. Let's hear some questions. We want to hear some interaction. This is what it's all about. This is not about a pre-recorded stream. This is about interaction. Come on, guys. Somebody take the mic and ask your question and give an opportunity for someone to answer that question. All right. Ronnie, you're back.
Yes, sir. Apparently, I'm back. It's. I think, Andy, you and I have a relationship where we just keep coming back to each other. So I wanted to throw something at you, Andy. Right now, I think one of the big questions that people are asking is they want to know when this whole situation is going to wrap up. People. Trump said a few days ago. He said that he wants America raring to go by Easter. That's in a couple of weeks. And then, I think he backtracked, and later he said that For New York, especially given the severity of the situation, it's going to be a couple of months. In reality, I think we, especially our community here in Great Neck, is going to see the biggest evidence of this thing all being done with in about 9 months. Because everyone's cooped up at home right now, and I think in 9 months, we're going to see the results of that being cooped up at home.
The big
and I
baby
think at
boom.
that time, baby boom, exactly. So I think at that time, we're going to see that right now everyone's panicked about there's not enough doctors, there's not enough hospital beds, there's not enough ventilators. I think in 9 months, when this baby boom happens, the thing is going to be there's not enough moils in Great Neck to handle this this sudden influx of babies that are going to be popping out.
Right.
And then they have related questions. Go ahead, Andy.
How about a joke? I'll come up with a joke. You'll come up with a joke. Give us your funniest joke.
Oh goodness, my jokes.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. You don't have to answer right now. You could think about it for a minute.
My jokes usually have like a whole story set up, but
Lauren wants to set up her friend, any single man. Maybe we could joke about that.
Well, Andy, you had the Hoshi in your house today. Were there any of your guests that might be eligible bachelors for her?
We had guests, but they all came in via Zoom video. So I don't know. I don't even know who they were.
I see.
Yeah, so I don't know. Lauren, I'm sorry, we can't help you out here. And I think if you want to set up your friend, they're gonna have to wait like 6-7 months to go on a date. You think it's possible to date via Zoom?
You know what? I have an idea, Andy. In 9 months, when we have the baby boom, here's something else that's going to happen. Right now, there's no minyanim, there's no anything, so you can't get one there. But in 9 months, when there's this baby boom, I think there's going to have to be kind of like the way they do the joint bar mitzvahs. I think there's going to have to be a joint Brit Milah celebration. And in that joint Brit Milah celebration, I think there's just going to be a ton of food. It's going to be a big siyum, just a big outpouring of food. And maybe she'll find a guy there, but something else that you're going to find when there's a big outpouring of food, especially if it's free food, is plenty of hungry Jews. Because if there's anything that a Jew likes, it's free food. To the point where Jews, especially the Persian Jews, tend to be very civilized, very classy. When free food is on the table, that all goes out the window, and it becomes like Survivor. It becomes like something a cross between survival and ultimate fighting, because you have to like elbow and punch and kick your way through the crowd to get to the table of the free food while it lasts, because it's not like you eat before you get there. If you know there's free food, you're gonna have like a Yom Kippur of your own for a good 24 hours before you get there, just to make sure you can tank up on all the free food that's there. But the problem is that in those occasions, the free food doesn't even really have a chance to get to the table, because the people, they know where the food is coming from, and they wait by the kitchen door. And at the kitchen door, as the food is coming out, it's like watching a bear catch a fish out of a stream. They swoop it. They just grab it out of the sky, or maybe like more like an eagle grabbing a fish and flying away. They grab the food out of the trays as it's coming out of the kitchen and to the big table. And by the time it gets to the table, there's nothing left in there.
Yeah, well, let's try to keep it clean. We could allude to the naughtiness or dirtiness of the joke, but let's try to keep it clean. Otherwise, we can come up with dirty jokes that are not so obviously dirty, and alluding to the naughtiness. Let me think of one, actually. All right, so the doorbell rings in a brothel, right? Doorbell rings in a brothel. And Rodney, you probably know this story. Doorbell rings in a brothel.
Andy, that's always the good lead into a nice clean joke, is it? Brothel.
Actually, a good clean joke, right? Starts with the doorbell rings in a brothel.
Starts with the doorbell in a brothel.
So doorbell rings in a brothel, and the madam opens up the door, and she sees Lo Alenu.
Children, for any children listening, the madam is like the homeroom teacher. Go ahead.
Exactly. So the madam opens the door and sees Lo Alenu Nasib Nashe, a man without no arms and no legs there, and she says, "What are you doing here? What are you gonna do here?" So he goes, "I rang the bell, didn't I?" Let's see some smileys, folks. Rodney's even cracking up from that, right? You're if you're gonna reuse that, you better give me credit for that.
Andy, now that we're in this category of jokes, I'll tell
No,
you
no,
one
but
of
it's got to be clean. That was not dirty. That was only dirty for whomever can actually find the dirt, right?
no. This is clean. This is I tell you what. This is so clean. It is kosher la Pesach as we enter the preparation period. So okay. So. A blind man goes into a bar. No offense to any of our friends who are blind, but this is just the setup for the joke. A blind man goes into a bar with his seeing eye dog, and he goes to the bartender. He manages to get his way to the bar. He sits down. He orders a drink, and the bartender gives him a drink. He takes it down right away. He says, "Bartender, give me another one." And he says, "Are you sure? You just had one." "Nope, give me another one." Downs another one. Same goes on. He has 4 or 5 drinks, and all of a sudden the man takes his seeing eye dog that he walked in with, and he picks it up and he spins it around in the air. And the bartender says, "What are you doing?" I said, "What? I'm just looking around."
Good. Very good. We're gonna continue here with the jokes. I think we'll stay on for another 10 minutes, and then we'll call it a night. Hopefully we can get. We're having some technical difficulties for a couple of other guys that wanted to be on. I'm trying to figure out how we can get them here. It's a shame. It's a real shame. All right.
On the
Thanks for the
subject,
laughter there. I think we appreciate the laughter, no?
on the subject of clean and dirty jokes, have you ever told a joke amongst friends or family or whoever that you thought wasn't so dirty, and people had that reaction of just that look of shock and disgust on their faces that such a thing could possibly come out of your mouth?
I can't say that I have.
I have, Andy, and it's not the most pleasant feeling. You know, I do some comedy here and there, but people don't always think of me as a comedic guy. So even though I do have this other world that I inhabit, it's not what the primary way people associate with me. So especially members of my family, they don't necessarily think of me as the comic type guy all the time. And there was one time I can think of where a couple of the elders in the family were trading jokes, and they were getting a little bit raunchy with their jokes. And I said, "You know what? I can top that." And I threw a dirty joke out there, and the jaws dropped, and the look of shock and disgust. And I think I stopped seeing those family members for a good couple of years. So if you want your Pesach Seder, whether by Zoom or not, to be as empty as it can be, tell the dirtiest joke you can think of.
Try that, absolutely. Who's here? Show of hands, who's here Farsi speaking? I have a Farsi joke for you guys. You could probably do it in English, but no, do it in Farsi. Is everyone here Farsi speaking, or most people here will understand a joke in Farsi? All right. I don't see any responses. Guys, Farsi joke or not? Let's see, thumbs up, thumbs down, Farsi joke. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes, no, maybe. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Farsi speakers? All right, let's try a Farsi joke. Let's try a Farsi joke. So there was this rabbit, a khargushe, that lived in the building of a dentist. And every day he would go to the dentist's office. This is mainly English, but we'll throw in some Farsi. Every day he would go to the dentist's office and he would say, "Aghay doctor, havit studied," with his rabbity face and smile. And every day the doctor would say, the dentist would say, "Get out of here, go show. What do you mean havit studied? Do you have a carrot? What do you mean? Get out of here." And the next day he would come back and say, "Aghay doctor, havit studied." And I said, "What? Get out of here. What carrot? What do you have carrots? Get lost." He would throw him out. He kept doing this over and over again. And then finally, he takes the rabbit. The rabbit comes back and says, "Aghay doctor, do you have a carrot?" He grabs the rabbit by the neck like this, grabs him, chokes him. He says, یه دفعه دیگه بیا اینجا بگی هویج داری من میدونم. Next time you ask me for a carrot, I'm gonna show you real good. And throws him out of his office. Next day, Rabbit comes and says, "Okay, doctor, هویج داری?" Grabs him. He says, "That's it. I warned you." Puts him in a dentist chair, ties him up, takes his pliers. I know my prior jokes was also pliers. Takes the pliers and takes his front teeth and yanks them out. Pulls out his teeth. And the rabbit goes and he cries and he cries and he cries and he cries. Oh, he throws him out of the building. A couple of days later, crying, comes back to the dentist's office and says, "All right, doctor, aber هویج داری?" Laugh, smile. Yes, no, baby. Come on. Oh, Barrows is here. Yeah, that's why Barrows is here. Of course, we're going to get him on. But no smiles, no smiley face for that jokes. Come on, that's one of the killer jokes I know. Oh, Barrows Jun, thanks for coming. You're going to be on live. Just authorize the camera and the mic on your app, and you should be on live. And let's get some people here happy and laughing. What's for dinner?
I'm gonna enjoy one more joke from you until I finish my dinner. Then I'm gonna join you guys.
Okay, I can drop you. Should we drop you? You want to come back?
No, it's good. Tell me who else is live on.
We had Rodney Hakim made us crack up a little bit. We had a lot more people here just a few minutes ago. We're down to 25 people, but still, that's 25 people that want to laugh and be happy tonight rather. Motzei Shabbat, we want to start off the week in a happy mood and a good mood. So let's do your thing.
Who can see us?
Everyone can see us.
I can see us. Okay. I tell one joke for Corona time, then I go because I have to play chess with my son. Then I come back tomorrow. We're gonna come up with something nice.
I don't know if we'll be on tomorrow, but next time for sure we'll pre-plan it better and we'll do.
Okay.
We'll have a much better setup than this last minute thing we did yesterday.
So,
but let's hear the Corona joke for sure.
Say a joke. What? Say a joke. Okay, the guy goes. The woman goes to the doctor.
I think we have non-Farsi speakers. We have some American Bukharian, but let's try to. I translate it to English a little bit. If you can. If not, then you can't.
Okay, the lady goes to the doctor. It says, "I test my husband." They said, "I'm sorry. What is the result?" They said, "Listen, we mixed up your husband's results. We are sorry. We don't know either he has Alzheimer or Corona." We said, "Oh, how the hell do I know?" We said, "Take him to park. He come back home. You escape from home." You got it? Yeah.
I got it. I'll give you a smiley face if I could find it. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll give you a smiley face. Where's the smiley face? Here it is. How do I send that? Post. There you go. For sure.
Okay, thank you.
One more. What's chess? Chess cheer. So play chess in 10 minutes. And if your son is a good chess player, let's go. I'll take him off.
If you want me to say no, I have to tell you the old jokes. A guy goes, he find a whore. You say, "How much is that?" He said, $500. Oh, $500. I give you only $100. He said, "No, I cannot do it." He said, "Okay, I give you $100 plus my cell phone." The lady needs the money. He said, "Okay, you know what? Okay, I agree." She get $100, and he finished his job. He's give him $100, and he said, "So what happened to your cell phone?" He said, "Write it down. 5166." Okay, now I'm enjoying it.
Reminds me of the Persian joke. You know, in Israel, the Persian was considered to be cheap, right? So this guy in Israel, he hails a cab from Tel Aviv and says, "Adoni, how much is it to get to Yerushalayim?" So he says, "Yerushalayim is 100 shekel. 100 shekel." So the guy goes, "No problem, let's go." He gets in the cab. The cab driver is a little bit surprised. This Persian guy usually is very chassis and cheap. Right away he says, "Okay." He says, "Okay, let's go. 100 shekel, Hascap." He's driving, gets to Yerushalayim. He stops the meter. The guy comes out, he gives him 50 shekel. He says, "Yeah, Adoni, Mazapo, what is going on?" I said 100 shekel. He says, "What, you didn't come with me together with me?"
So you remind me of the joke. 4 guys waiting for a taxi. Stopping a taxi. He said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to Kikar Dizengoff." He said, Can you take 5 of us to Kikardizingov? He said, but you are only 4. We get what? You don't want to come with us?
Same one, different flavor, right?
Different flavor. Listen, bring some other guys that they tell a joke online.
Yeah, we had Rodney before. I think we're supposed to be a few other people. I don't want to say their names unless they're here, but I want to see if anyone else wants to join. Drop in a comment here below, and we'll bring you on. We'll get you on live, and you either tell us your jokes or you tell us your stories. What is your whole take on this Corona business? We were talking about toilet paper and why toilet paper is such a high demand item with Corona.
What do you mean?
Why is toilet paper so, everyone is hoarding toilet paper and putting together, trying to get the toilet paper. Why is toilet paper such an important asset during Corona time?
Because people want to clean up everywhere. I don't know.
You heard about the guy who they were sitting with him and they were telling him, listen, you have 2 choices here. We're gonna give you choice A is you have to spend the rest of your days, the rest of your life, you have to spend with your wife. Or choice B is B, give me B, give me B.
That's originated from Married with Children.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. My brother Alan, my older brother Alan, loves Married with Children. He never told me it comes from there.
Yeah. How is Eddie? How is he doing?
Everyone's good. Everyone's rocking and rolling. It's a shame. I wanted to get Herbert here on with you, and I wanted to get your other co-stars on with you. And Albert Basal, unfortunately, they had a death in the family. He didn't want to. Not Albert. I'm sorry. Ebi Basal.
Everybody, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he had a death in the family, so he couldn't join us.
You know,
it's a shame. We'll do next time. We'll have, I think, a good lineup.
The best person for this matter is Mehran Basal.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Yes, so, call Mehran Basal. He has a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
And bring a bunch of those guys online, then we're gonna do it much better. So we have
absolutely,
to be like 20, 30 people online. That we can. It's gonna be fun. Bring Farshid Levim is much into it.
Farshid was supposed to be here tonight. Farshid, are you here? Farshid, holler. Put a comment down below if you're here, and we'll bring you on. He was supposed to be here. I tried to reach him, but I couldn't.
Be able to see who is online. I see.
Yeah, you can actually tap. You see the number on the top there?
Yeah.
The number says 35.
Yeah.
Tap on that. It'll show you everyone that's here watching us right now.
Okay.
Well, and maybe you can convince somebody to go on the camera and ask you a question, interact with you. That would be nice, I think.
Why they don't join the camera?
It's only the camera on this platform. There's 2 individuals at any given moment. I don't want to be on camera, but I can't hand it off. But if anyone wants to go on camera, they certainly can. It's very easy.
No, it's as fun as everybody come on camera. We see more.
That's Zoom. I think we're gonna try this format. We're gonna keep marketing it. I think we're gonna get very broad audiences beyond the Persian Mashhadi Great Neck community. I think as we try to do this, I'd like to do this on a more regular basis, just to keep everyone in a good mood during these very difficult times. Okay. And I think that, once we do that, it's going to be a little bit non-manageable to be able to do it in a Zoom meeting.
7 people called me. They want to make a show online.
Yeah, let's do it.
A week ago, but I'm not into it like this. Everybody's now in a bad mood. But
no, we have to get into a good mood. That's the whole point of this. We have to get into a good mood and make people joyous and happy. That's the only way that we're going to survive. We laugh together and we'll survive together.
Well, it's very hard to make everybody happy. Everybody has a different type of jokes. So somebody wants Persian.
All right, listen, we'll do whatever. We'll do a variety. It'll be a variety show.
Well, I'm usually good in Persian jokes, but I give.
So give us one good Persian joke. Let's go.
Well, I give you one American joke actually. Then we continue tomorrow at noon. He said, "Do you know why they took off the Pamela Anderson's stamps off the market?"
Say that again. Say that one more time.
Why they took off the Pamela Anderson? You know her, right? She had the stamp. They took it off the market. It's not a dirty joke. You should not think.
Why they took Pamela Anderson off of?
Pamela Anderson's stamp off the market because everybody leaked the wrong side.
That's a good one. Never heard that one. That's a good one.
Okay, buddy. So we continue tomorrow, okay?
We continue. I don't know about tomorrow, but definitely next time you're gonna be like the famously built star along with others. Speak to your co-hosts. Farshid was supposed to be here. He's not here tonight, but others were supposed to be here as well. We'll put together another event like this, maybe next month Shabbat, Saturday night. I think it's a good time. People want to get into a good mood to start off the week.
Invite Meron Basali online. He's very good.
Yeah, we'll get a bunch of guys, and I want to get some other guys. Actually, don't let's keep this under tabs. But I don't know if you know Berezjun. My first cousin, my Pesach Chala, is the most famous comedian in Israel. His name is Naor Tzion, and he's the most famous stand-up comedian. He's like the Seinfeld of Israel. He had like 6 seasons of a show called Friends of Naor, like Seinfeld style show.
I didn't know that.
And hopefully he'll join this thing also once we get some traction behind it and stuff. So hopefully we'll do that. He speaks. He's not fluent in Persian, but he's good enough in Persian to make people laugh in Persian.
Okay.
So
I can live with the Hebrew, no problem. So
exactly.
bring him online and they call me.
Bergeron, thank you so much for joining. I think we're gonna wrap it up momentarily. Good luck with your chess. Let me know who wins, and then I'll take one of you on.
Thanks, buddy. All right.
Shavuot Tov, safe. All right, folks. I think we're gonna wrap it up shortly. Thanks everyone who joined us. I know it was a lot last minute notice. Hopefully we'll do a lot more of these and be together as a community, laugh together, and make each other laugh during these difficult times. Keep in mind, follow Virtual Town Hall. This is an initiative that I've started. It has nothing to do with the Mashadi community per se. Something that we have very captivating speakers and panelists, hopefully more and more captivating as time goes by. But I did want to also bring in and have some light-hearted events to keep everybody happy and keep everybody in a good spirits and good mood. Thank you so much, Decluttered Spaces. Thank you so much for your comment. Thanks for enjoying it. Thank you for coming and laughing with us. Suzy Soleimani, thank you so much. Danny, thank you. Thank you very much. This is not just for Great Neck, it's for anyone worldwide, right? Virtual Town Hall, we already had 6 or 7 events. We had Sarah Carmeli, we had Tamar Basaleli talking about COVID-19, and we had other such events, and we're going to keep going and keep doing this. If you have any ideas for who to have, what to have, the topics to discuss, by all means, drop us, follow us, drop us a note, and we'll try to put that together as well. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay happy, keep laughing. And Decluttered Spaces, Diana. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. It looks like somebody, Boris, you want to go live, but we already tried you. You had some weird thing. Do you have a joke for us, Boris? Let's try Boris right before we leave. Let's see if Boris will give an opportunity for our Bukharian brethren to go live, but nothing silly, right? Are you going to go on video? We don't hear you, Boris. We don't hear the audio of whatever you're playing. All right. Shavuot Tov, everyone. Thanks very much for joining. Thanks very much for coming. Spread the word. Hopefully we'll get a lot of these events. I'd like to do this on a regular basis. Thank you very much. Stay safe. And remember, you have a voice. You have a loud voice. Use it. Virtual Town Hall enables you to do that. Shavuot Tov. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe, everyone. All the best.